Look at my organized pantry. What's up everybody, it's Kat from Two Market Girls doing another solo video today because today I want to tackle the pantry. Now we have like this floor to ceiling cabinet that is our pantry in our new kitchen / dining room. And when we were putting everything in, honestly, I don't know how I fit it into my last apartment because there was just so much stuff, which led me to believe that maybe it's not properly organized. So we're gonna organize it a little bit today. I'll give you a little tour of the pantry, show what it's up, and then I thought maybe I bought a bunch of containers that I think will be better for organizing. It's not for everything. I also have some glass jars for my mom that are gonna work really good for this pantry. So we're just gonna do some organizing. So first we'll take a look at the pantry and then we'll start putting things in different containers. And that's essentially gonna be this whole video. Thanks for being here. But first, kitchen update. I have a sink, I have a dishwasher, I have all my appliances. I have counters. I feel like you haven't seen that, so there's been a lot of updates since the last time you saw this kitchen. But first, let's go over to, ignore the carpet. That's for our living room, but our house is still definitely not construction free. There's a lot going on, so things are kind of everywhere. Like we don't have a dining room right now. We have a second fridge in there and half the boxes of our couch. So let's go look at the pantry. Heading over to the pantry. All right. So this is our pantry. Got it floor, to ceiling. Lots and lots of space, but I don't feel like I'm utilizing it well. If you can't tell, it's a mess in here. So I bought a bunch of containers like this one actually. Like this one. And we're gonna organize and make things easier to find, because if things aren't easy for me to find, they will not get used. So I'm going to do that. I bought stuff for the cereal, I bought stuff for the pasta, bought stuff for our baking section, and then I bought some stuff to hopefully organize these a little better. I bought like the little shelves for within cabinets so I could have 2 layers and don't have to, like, you know what I mean. And we're gonna start at the top with the cereals. Let's fill up some containers. This is supposed to be like satisfying, right? People like watching this on TikTok. It pops up on my TikTok every once in a while. Honestly, I actually don't know. This won't fit a box of Fruit Loops. I don't know what made me think they would, but it'll fit a half bag. Actually, maybe this, I don't even know how much of the bag it is. All right, so we're good with this one. Again, I don't really know how much I ate out of this bag already. I think it was a couple bowls. Our Fruit Loops have a new home. Fruit Loops. Look at that. So satisfying. Next one. Shreddies. Honestly, I think this is going to not even be half. So the reason I actually picked these containers, now there's so many containers to choose from. First of all, I didn't want to pick any like OXO or like fancy name brand ones because those are expensive. Like these weren't cheap, but they were cheaper than the OXO brand ones. So, but the reason I got these is because they're straight edged. I find there's some that are like angled in, and to me that's just like wasting space in your cabinet. Because like, why wouldn't you just make it, like, I don't get it. So, and I wanted them to stack nicely. So that's why I did these ones. Checks. Now I have this, which is like a full bag of checks, plus a little extra from another bag. So let's see if all this fits. Okay, I don't think it's all gonna fit. Now the problem with the Rice Krispies, so I get these Rice Krispies, crispy rice. It comes in a big bag though, so I think it's more than would fit in here normally. We will see. Definitely. Cereal is done. I don't have Cinnamon Toast Crunch right now, so this one is empty. But those are the cereals, and before, when they were in the pantry, they took up like the whole up space there. These will take up such a small amount of space, which is so great. And that way any extra boxes or any extra bags like this checks can go in behind these containers, and I have extras up there. So let's put these back in the pantry. Goodbye. Pasta's next. I have an unruly amount of pasta right now, and like so much of it is open. Again, another issue. I'm gonna open multiple bags. Okay, so I also have these already in containers. I don't know, I might switch them to smaller containers and replace cause I like to have lasagna, so I might keep one of these for lasagna instead. So we're gonna play around and see what containers make sense. I also got a bunch of these for pasta so that they're tall and skinny and utilize the space instead of using short ones. So we're gonna do these for some of our pastas as well. Okay, so I already have this for spaghetti, but I'm trying to decide if I should just transfer it over to this because it'll fit more. There's so much spaghetti. Let's see what all of this is. I guess there's different things. I kind of forgot that there's spaghetti and like linguine and spaghettini and all that stuff and vermicelli. Oh my goodness. But let's organize our pastas. So we have jumbo shells, which I think I'm gonna keep in the box because I actually don't buy them that often. We have small shells. Also, I think I'm gonna keep in the bag because I also don't buy those that often. So I have vermicelli and linguine. I have no spaghetti or spaghettini. So we'll do one linguine, one vermicelli. So let's get our vermicelli in here. Oh gosh. I'm also like kind of worried the lid isn't gonna close. The lid is definitely not gonna close. The heck? Rice time. So I had bought these for rice, which is in fact the container we were using, but I bought them in gray before I found them on sale in white. So I'm just gonna switch these so that these are for the flour, because the flour's in a separate space. So the 4 of them are for the flour, and then the rice are all in white containers. So I always have jasmine rice, which is this one here. So we're gonna transfer that. Oh my goodness, I can switch the lid. Look at that. Okay. And then we also always have brown rice. So that's that one. I always have the long grain rice. I also always have basmati. So we're gonna put basmati in here. Okay, so basmati. And now this way too, I can also buy these things from like Bulk Barn. Okay, so we got jasmine, brown rice, parboiled rice, and basmati. Now I also typically have arborio rice, but I don't ever have a lot of it. So I think I'll probably just leave it in their bag. I also have this Thai white glutinous rice. I don't typically have this though, so I'm not going to give it a container because it's not something I'll have regularly probably. I also have a lot of extra brown rice for whatever reason. This is another probably organizational issue. I bought a bag because I thought I didn't have any, and then it turns out I had a lot. Apologies for the sounds of my furnace. But next up, I bought 2 of these small ones, which I wanted to use, and I mean, when I say small, they're freaking huge. What I wanted to use for pearl couscous, because I like having pearl couscous on hand. This one's just like the turmeric one, but... And I also like farro a lot, so I have those 2 greens, or like, you know, bases on hand a lot. So they have their own containers now. Clearly I need to restock. Next up is, good question, Catherine. I think it's more like the baking pantry staple, so like nuts and seeds, coconut, chocolate chips, that kind of stuff. So we'll grab that. Okay, so I grabbed some of the like nuts and seeds stuff I have. Some of them are already in containers that work, but then a lot of them like coconut and stuff is an amazing jar that I can't stack too tall because of the height of the shelves. So these were actually the passata jars, and they're actually like perfect height for the shelves, and I like that they're tall and skinny, so they utilize the height rather than going wider and taking over more of the shelf space. So some of the things for this will probably stick in passata, some we might stick in larger containers, but we're gonna figure out which ones are which first. I think tapioca pearls. I just started having those in our house. I love tapioca pudding. And I'm gonna put them in a passata jar. And that way too, it's just like easy to pour out. I kind of like them. So And then I think the almonds I might leave in this jar because it's a pretty good height. Flax seeds, I tend to have a lot of, but I think I'll be able to fit them in a passata jar instead of this like really wide base jar. I don't have a funnel. It's like the one thing I don't own. I realize that I don't actually know what I'm doing. I really thought this was like such a clever idea, but then I'm realizing I actually don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't even know if this is going to be easier. Okay, so that's working. I also have these. I wonder if they'll fit the rest of them. Let's see. Oh, so close. So I have the passata jar for this, ground flax seeds. I'm gonna keep the sesame seeds in their jars because they stack, so that's fine. Coconut is either gonna go one of these or one of those. I'm thinking one of these. I like to buy the big things of coconut when I can. I'm gonna do that because coconut macaroon. Okay, so coconut. So the only dried bean I really eat is lentils. We don't actually buy a lot of them at once, but I might put them into a passata jar instead so that they're just kind of easy to pour. Perfect. So we got lentils, cornmeal. I don't know where I want to put it. I don't use cornmeal a lot, so I think I might just put it in a passata jar as well. Okay, so I got cornmeal, chia seeds. I think I'm gonna put in one of these ones. And I like to kind of scoop them rather than pour them. Got chia seeds all over my counter. We got roasted pine nuts, which again, I think I might just do a passata jar. There we go. Pine nuts. I found some miscellaneous stuff in the pantry. I found more coconut, so I'm gonna fill up the coconut. So for nutritional yeast, I think I'm gonna do one of these because this is so much nutritional yeast. There's no way I need this. You know what? I'm gonna leave the nutritional yeast in this jar for now, and maybe I'll get a different one for it. Got graham cracker crumbs. I'm thinking they'll be able to fit into here. So we got graham cracker crumbs, and then we also have vital wheat gluten, which again, I don't ever really have a lot of. I'm gonna leave it this container for now, and then maybe in the future it'll get changed. Okay, I think we're at a point where we start going back to the pantry, putting things away and getting it organized. So let's go back over there. Okay, I'm actually gonna tackle this shelf first before I put anything else away. I got some shelves for this. So the idea was to put one of these here. And then I can actually put items, so like hearts of palm and corn on the cob I keep in the same row because I use them for similar things. We have baked beans. I can keep up here, pizza sauce. Kind of like a grocery store, so nothing gets lost in behind them. We can probably put the pumpkin puree. At least 3 of them. Unfortunately, you never need more than 3 cans of pumpkin at once. Got the pumpkin. I think I'm actually gonna switch its place over here though. Got maple syrup. I think it's gonna work. We'll see. This stuff doesn't really have organization. This is just stacked the tallest at the back. So we have some vegan honey. I'm gonna put in front of the jam so all the sweet stuff is kind of together, and I can tell there's maple syrup in the back, jam in the middle, and honey here. So nothing, fingers crossed, gets lost. And then we have condensed milk that we can just stick to the back there. I think that was mostly everything that was in here, and we already have so much more room, which was the whole goal of this organization. Before this took up this whole space, now I have room on the shelf for other things. Or just, to spread it out and be able to see everything. So we're gonna work to the next shelf now. I got these bins because I can stack one in front of each other. So what I'm gonna try and do is put the ones that I use the least frequently in the back, and then the ones I use the most in the front. So So we'll do parboiled, sushi rice, and jasmine rice in the front. And then what I'm actually gonna do is actually put them towards the front. And then the back I'm gonna use for extra bags of things. Because I have extra bags of like brown rice and stuff. Rice. And then again, this other stuff. So noodles, I don't really have any way to organize the noodles, but I have them kind of here. But I think it's pretty good. That's the rice and noodle cupboard, not including pasta. Next up, we'll tackle cereal, and this is pasta shelf, but I might be able to actually do them on one shelf, so we'll see. Okay, so gnocchi stays in the package. I also have some dried stuff up here, so I have like seaweed, mushrooms, panko breadcrumbs, crispy onions. Don't ask me why I ended up putting them up here, they just did. They found their way up here. So again, we are gonna most likely organize based on usage, but also shape. There we go, pasta. Not like the most picture perfect thing, but it works. Cereal. Now these, we're not really gonna put anything in behind them because I'm short. Cereal. Baking stuff. It's already partly organized. I got these containers at Costco. Got this for all our sprinkles. So I literally have sprinkles and more sprinkles below. So that's all sprinkles. And then I have this one over here, which is like food coloring as well as extract, stuff like that. And then below it's like miscellaneous, so there's marzipan in there right now. I still need to try and find a container or something easier to store chocolate in, because I buy bars of chocolate to bake with. So these just get kind of stacked for now. And then let's go get a couple things that go in here. Only a few things I have for this space. I have vinyl wheat gluten that goes towards the back. I have graham cracker crumbs. And I have icing sugar. We also have a giant thing of cornstarch that Nevin's mom got me. Because there was a cornstarch shortage for a while. So we stocked up. Okay. No more dilemma. So this is the baking section. Also, so much cleaner. And the cornstarch I use a lot, so I like that I can kind of grab it. Oh my god, I'm so happy with how this is turning out. This is like kind of baking stuff, but also just kind of random pantry dry goods. I already got these containers for like some nuts and things. Okay, so heap those with the nuts. We also got pine nuts. All of kind of the nuts, but we also got flax seeds, which I'll keep. Chia seeds. We have coconut. Chocolate chips. Oh my god, is this everything that goes in here? This shelf was so full before. I'm so happy. So we got sesame seeds. I didn't bother putting craisins or raisins in containers like this because they actually stand up pretty well on their own. And they'll go towards the back with the other stuff. And then we have the nutritional yeast, which I'm trying to find a new container for. So I'm trying to fit the marshmallows in. Okay, let's put that back here. Put tapioca here. All of these over. Put that there. Chocolate chips, dates, and then our marshmallows. I'm gonna put two open. Catherine. Marshmallows on the side here. But that's that. That's it. It's incredible. I'm so happy. And then I'm basically just gonna organize the bottom two shelves, which are our snack shelves. And then we're done. It's wild. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm gonna do these really quick because none of them are like fancy containers or anything like that. So I will do those and then we'll see the end result. Look at my organized pantry. So again, recap on tour. Cereals, breakfasty things up top because it's light. Pastas, other random crunchy things. Croutons, crispy onions, taco shells, panko. Dried mushrooms are in behind. Don't ask me why. Grains and bases, noodles. Canned goods, extra pantry and fridge stuff. Baking supplies, dry goods pantry, snacks, more snacks, and drinks. I am so happy. It's not the most Pinterest-worthy pantry, but I think it's good enough. It's gonna keep me organized, hopefully. Look how nice the pantry is. Oh, also a peek into my living room. So exciting. And the dining room, also exciting. That's it, that's so exciting. Now I have to deal with the mess that we made in the kitchen. There is no such thing as clean organizing. Well, thank you for sticking around this probably long, probably kind of boring solo video with me as I organize my life here in a construction zone. If you want more videos like this, let me know. I do need to organize my baking setup area. So if you want to see that, let me know. And then also if you want like a video of just like explaining the layout of the kitchen, where I put things, where I decided things should go, that kind of stuff, let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Do the YouTubey things. Helps us in the algorithm, as people say. I'm gonna go so I can clean up my kitchen, but thanks, and see you in the next one. Bye.